Brian. I'm part of an autonomous group known as Occupy Denver. We have been providing food, clothing, jobs when we have them, and other assistance to the citizens of Denver for the last 8 years, since it became illegal to become to be an unhoused person in Denver. My involvement's been primarily over the last 6 years or so. We provide food. That's the biggest part of it. And I think for me, the thing that's that's the most troubling right now is that this was a once a week thing, and I was confident that the churches, the infrastructure of the programs were sufficient. That what we did was more of a we want to bring it in your face to show you what homelessness and what poverty looks like, to make you uncomfortable in the middle of a $50 billion marketplace. And what it is now, it's 7 days a week. There are autonomous groups, people that are 5, 10, they got to know each other as neighbors. Maybe they were running into each other at the Mutiny Cafe or the Mercury Cafe, or out at protests. Maybe they're ride sharing because of protests or whatever. And they started building these micro communities, and now they're out there dropping off groceries, hot meals, washing dishes, bringing water, right? Going to places where they can just take pickup trucks full of water so that people have something to drink, that they might wash themselves with a little dignity. And it's a 7 days a week citizen effort. Feeding those people in need when I started in Denver was like a 5,000 person issue. In 2020, we have come to understand that it's over 31,000 humans that need food that are living on the streets. And that doesn't count the people that need food that live in houses, that share 4, 5, 10 to a facility, that are sleeping in their cars, using storage units. And so I've seen this need, the ability to double, triple, quadruple the efforts. We have people now where it would be people cook the food, they brought it to the space, it was like a potluck. Feed your community, create a gathering space. Yeah. Now it's some people grab the groceries and drop them off at places. Other people cook the food, and still more go out and serve it. So it's expanded to this methodology where I know of kitchens where there's always a roaster or a double burner being processed every day, because you never know when a phone call is going to happen, and it happens every couple of days. That there's a need and an encampment. There's a new group of people we found that are dying in the streets. And they're a group of people because safety's in numbers. And so 5 or 10 or 20 people camping together because they're not allowed to sleep under a camera under the watchful eye of their governments to think that they could feel safe. So they've got to band together in that methodology. It's an enormous effort. I've gone from a couple of people getting some extra leftovers at the food bank once a week to seeing workers at service shelters where there's excess kitchen food being processed, calling people to come pick that up and take it out into the environment. We have food banks that are building relationships with grocery stores and restaurants and gas stations and the like to take the stuff that's edible but not doesn't meet their first in quality controls, create massive distributions where instead of feeding 150 people a week, I'm calculating that the crews that I am associated with myself are serving 2,000 to 5,000 meals a week. Not 150 people a week on a good week, or should we say a bad week, because people are struggling extra hard. I just can't express how much there is to saying that nutritional food is what was being provided and what the need is. Because there's so many sugary donuts and pastries that are available everywhere. But that's not sustenance. That doesn't provide for the health need, the nutritional platform. And the other thing that I want to be really clear about making public as well is that if you think that I know of 2,000 to 5,000 meals a week being fed, I can tell you that 2,000 to 5,000 of those meals have no toilets associated with them. And so we're creating a space and a place in time where we're reverting backwards catastrophically in the middle of a pandemic to processes that create their own pandemics. Infestations and disease are bred through the active access of human fecal waste to water and to human contact and to the environment. And so the pandemic of homelessness is only exponentially visible because of the pandemic of COVID. And food security is a joke right now for most people. But the thing that strikes me the most is that most of what we're doing is on the scraps and waste of the capitalistic marketplace. And we're providing for those who are being thrown aside by the system. That's my heavy truth this Sunday morning. Thank you for letting me share.
That's great. Thank you.